theater. Will you be appearing in the next film?
I'm not allowed to talk about it, just to enhance your suspense.
Yes, that's a big secret.
Twice for yes.
I have to know, Dieter's been acting so long.
Yeah.
But what drew you to cast him as the Doctor?
Look at his face. It's incredible. I knew in the story I wanted a German surgeon because of all the history and stuff going on with the notorious Nazi doctor. So in this story I really wanted a German actor. So I started looking around on the internet, and I was watching a DVD, and he was in there. And I saw his face and his charismatic way of doing, and I thought he is brilliant. There's only one guy who could play this role, and it was Dieter.
Do you know how far you want to take these 3, 4, 5 films, and where you want to end up?
We get to a Human Millipede?
I'm going to do 3. The second one is finished, and it's coming out in theaters after the summer. Now I'm working on a 3rd film, but each film is very different. For me, the most important thing is that it's original. Lots of sequels are also the same as the first one, or less. And the second one I have is completely different, and people will be very surprised what it's about and how it is. But part 1 is My Little Pony compared to part 2, and part 2 will be a Disney film compared to part 3.
The inspiration behind, the original inspiration behind the film, but
yes.
A lot of people don't know it. I was wondering if you could go ahead and give that to us.
Yeah, sure. I once saw a child molester on television, and I thought, what would be a good punishment for him? I said, what if they sew his mouth to the ass of a very fat truck driver? That would be a good punishment. Imagine the prison system here in the US. If you go to prison, you get sewn into a Human Centipede. The crime rates will be dropped dramatically, I think.
Have any of the reactions to the movie surprised you guys?
I've seen so many reactions. There's festivals all over the world. Japanese people, they laugh their asses off from the beginning to the end of the film. I've been in places where nobody laughed. They were watching the screen with big eyes, and that's it. Sometimes women were so afraid of me after the show that they couldn't look at me even. They thought, you're a perverted maniac or something. You belong in a mental hospital. That happened, and on the other hand, you have fans who build their own human centipedes of dolls, and they give it to you. So it's like, the range is so big. Either you love it, I think, or you hate it, this film.
Are there places where the film has been banned?
Banned, sometimes in Muslim countries it's not very much appreciated. Some countries cut the shitting scene out. That's also possible, but there are still countries which we haven't sold it to yet. They're very afraid, very afraid.
So, you got the idea for Human Centipede.
Yes.
You want to make it. Okay. You got to shop the script.
Yes.
All right. What were the initial reactions you got when you handed them and you know what they're going to read?
Yeah. I wrote the script myself. We produced it together with Ilona, and we have our own group of investors who we work with. And we had to trick them, because I can imagine if you're telling investors I'm going to make a film ass, mouth to anus, the film wouldn't have been made, so they left immediately. So we told a story about a surgeon who attaches people. And they thought, oh, that's interesting, that could be something. And that's the only, so they didn't know anything until we showed them the film, and they were absolutely shocked, of course. But they could see the good things about it, so they loved it, luckily for us. But you have to cheat a little bit, otherwise we wouldn't have sit here, If you're honest as a filmmaker, sometimes you cannot be.
Well, related to that, during auditions, how much did the actors know about what was going to be expected?
Also, now we wanted to test their reaction, of course, so I made the drawing of that Dr. Heiter with, and I showed the actors the drawing, and they were looking at what the fuck is this? And I told them a little bit, this is gonna be, and so many left immediately. They said, my God, all those pretty actresses there standing wanted to be pretty. They were shocked to be, but the smart ones, they stayed, so I told them a little bit more. And slowly, I told them a little bit more, and they get on their hands and knees, and so yeah, that went slowly. It was a very slow process. And even when they're in Amsterdam, I told them all of it. They couldn't go back then.